Hey guys, we are here at the end of day 3, and I'm going to be totally honest that I don't remember everything we did today. I'm going to give you guys a few pieces of it, but I'm physically and mentally, I won't say exhausted, but I'm tired and I can feel it. But it's also kind of by design, where I'm just gonna, I didn't plan anything out specific to say in this video, but that's because I'm gonna let my subconscious come through, because this is part of the plan of what they do here. But to get you to the point where some of the exercises you do, especially like the ones later at night, like it's 12:50 a.m. right now, and we started at I think 9:15 this morning, and so for the last, I think, hour and a half or so, we've been doing a really intense exercise that's a lot better if your head doesn't get in the middle and mess it all up. If it's just your subconscious mind, that you're doing these exercises, and the first thing you think of, you just write down. So instead of letting your head get in and say like, oh, well, I'm not sure, and start judging it and not all that kind of thing, it works a lot better when you're tired. And I've heard this several times through several different trainers, so I know this is part of how our mind works, is that when you're more tired, your subconscious mind takes over more. So anyway, I think the biggest thing I want to share is we spent hours and hours today where, so first of all, so basically Tony went around and said, is anybody willing to stand up who feels suicidal? And Tony's been doing this for 33 years. We have 1,500 people here at this Date with Destiny. And in an average crowd this side, there usually be 8 to 12 people that will be, thinking about committing suicide, suicidal. And so when he first started, just one woman stood up, and then 2 more, and it was basically like 3 people. And then Tony had we all filled out these huge forms, all 1,500 of us before, and Tony had one, and he pulled out of his pocket, and he said, well, what about, and he just read off their name. And so he actually worked with this person. Once he found that person, they stood up, and he worked with them for it was a couple hours, and he actually later on there was another gentleman who didn't stand up the first time, and this is the gentleman that Tony actually brought up on stage, and it was even longer. We worked with this gentleman, and it was what I want to share about this. It touched me at the core. And I will never forget what happened with these 2 people throughout tonight. And I guess before I say this, I better say, some of you guys might be like, oh man, how can Tony be messing with suicidal people? And don't you need to be a psychologist and all this crap? So Tony has literally done this Date with Destiny event 67 times. And 67 times he's had someone up in the room just like he did tonight. And he's done this over decades now, 33 years. He has people who say, sometimes it's the very first night, first week. People who come back 5, 10, 20 years later and literally tell Tony how he saved their life. So this isn't just some, crazy, Tony's not this crazy guy like doing this experimental crap on people. This is real, and he has decades of history. And not only just the people that were like, for example, the gentleman up on the stage or the one woman that he worked with, all the other people in the crowd that were too afraid to stand up, or beyond these 5 or 6 people that actually did stand up, there are other people who will contact either these ones throughout the weekend or Tony's organization later down the road and let them know how they saved their life, but I was too afraid to stand up, kind of a thing. And those are just people who actually go and say that. A lot of people, things like this will save their life, but yet they're afraid to stand up. And I know that because I've been a soccer coach, a life coach, and network marketing coach for a long time now. If you add it all together, it's over 20 years worth. And I know the amount of people that actually stand up and tell you that you changed their life is so minuscule. And that's part of, I had a hard time with that early on, but I've actually seen people decades later, especially from soccer, where these kids, where I literally had changed their life. And there was just a handful of them over all the hundreds of kids I ever worked with. There was like 2 kids ever who like wrote a note or specifically, came and told me what I'd done for their life. But yet there was literally 10, probably a couple dozen others that I still know, and I've seen them since then. And they haven't directly said it, but I've seen the changes. So anyway, there are a lot of people who are affected, who are, you know, who have massive impact by things like this. So what I wanted to say was, seeing these people, first of all, how much courage they had to get up and to deal with some of the things, and work with Tony, and even to do it in front of 1,500 people is just, I give them so much credit. I mean, so much courage. It was completely inspiring. And then to see the moment, it's several moments in each one of them, when you see the little light in their eye, or the tiniest little smile when they start out, where they're just like, looks like they're ready to throw up or die. They literally want to just kill themselves right there. They're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And you see the smallest little smile, or that little glimmer of hope, or that little dream that maybe my life could be something good. Maybe it doesn't have to be hopeless. And to see those, and to see them start to happen more regularly, and all of a sudden there's a person that realizes all the stuff that's causing them to feel like this is just a story they've made up in their own mind. And to realize all these other people who didn't call themselves suicidal feel a lot of the same things, but they don't look at it as suicide as my option to that. And it was just such an amazing gift, and there's no way I could ever do it justice, but I just wanted to, it just left such an imprint in my heart, and it was so amazing to see these 1,500 people come together, literally for hours upon hours, standing there. You know, we're hungry, we're thirsty, we need to go to the bathroom, but we're standing there giving love to these people, and taking part in I guess a part of what you would call their transformation, and even we got so much out of it as well. Even though we were there giving them love, supporting them, and everybody, it didn't matter. There's 45 countries here, there's 1,500 people from all walks of life, 4 or 5 different languages being translated, all these different people from all walks of life. Everybody's heart is going up to the people on stage that needed support. And nobody, you know, it's not like Tony said, you guys need to give your love up to this person because they really need it. This was a natural human reaction that happened across the entire room with both of these people. And it was so magical to be in an environment like this. This doesn't happen anywhere. Where could you be around this much love anywhere? Maybe if you're very, very lucky with your spouse, maybe with a few family members. Most people don't have anywhere near this level of love in their lives. And much less to have 1,500 people that have this much caring and compassion and love for basically a complete stranger, or what starts out as a complete stranger. And so anyway, I don't know if that's valuable. You know, honestly, at this point, if that's not valuable to you, I don't really care. I really hope that you have a big enough heart to be able to take something out of it. And maybe I didn't explain it right, who knows? I'm just letting my subconscious go there. So I hope that was able to serve you guys a little bit. Tomorrow we're starting at 10:15. And that's really, I know, actually I'll tell you guys, I don't know how much time I have left on the video here, but so in case I have to end this, I'll just say, to your ultimate success and God bless right here. But if I have more time, I want to add this part in that the next couple days, so there is 3 days left. So all I know is, I believe it's tomorrow is going to be relationships. We're going to basically talk about relationships the whole day, even though we actually covered one couple for several hours yesterday. And Tony kind of mixed in. It's really amazing to see how in Tony's event he just goes with the flow and makes things happen, and then even how his whole crew responds, from the people doing the slides to the people doing the music to the people doing the lights. It's amazing how these people like pitch and catch and just go with it. It's really incredible the experience they create here. But so relationships tomorrow. I don't know the next day, which I think would be Friday. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, today was Wednesday. We just turned into Thursday here. So relationships here on Thursday. Friday, I don't know. Saturday is, I think, transformation day. I don't really know, but there's, we've had a lot of really powerful and profound experiences that just, in my nervous system, to my core, to my heart, have changed my life. And literally, there's a lot of people that have been through this before, and every single one of them says, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the very start of it. So if you ever even have something inside you, I mean, I hope that if you want something better in life, you can find a way to get to an event like this and allow it to bless your life as all these people's lives have been blessed. And this is just the first couple days of the event. So anyway, guys, hope this was able to serve you at least a little bit to your ultimate success, and God bless everybody.